In today's video, we're covering what AI search visibility actually is. I'm going to get you a good head start to make sure that your website and your brand is going to be showing up in ChatGPT, Claude, and AI search results. Hi, my name is Andrea Palten, and I'm going to be here to demystify all this AI search stuff. And yes, it is very, very similar to SEO. A lot of people say online, like SEO is dead. No, 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 no. This is an extension of SEO. Actually, a lot of the main stuff that you do with SEO work, search engine optimization, is very similar what you do with GEO, which is generative engine optimization, or AIEO. There's all kinds of letters that marketers made up. Doesn't matter. All we're going to do is how do you show up in search, whether that's on Google, organic, or whether that's on AI tools. Now, the real good news is you are early. There's a lot of people not doing this yet. So for example, one of the brands that I helped with, they have a giant competitor, huge company, like 10 times as big. I helped them with their website, and now they're showing up in AI search results before their giant competitor who has a much bigger budget. So this stuff works. So you want to get on it right now, right away, before your competitor does. And especially a lot of people are scared of it. And it's really, there's just some simple things that you need to do to tweak your website in order for it to be AI visible. All right, we are going to tackle this today in 4 categories. Number 1, writing content that AI loves. Number 2, technical considerations for getting picked up. Number 3, the role of schema markup. Number 4, building authority and trust signals. All right, you ready? Let's dive in. So AI gravitates towards conversational language. So for SEO, right, the organic searches that we used to do, what we used to do is those blue links. We did keywords and keyword phrases. So for an example, let's do email marketing software tools. That would be a keyword phrase that is very important. But in AI now, we're changing that. We're more conversational. So we would actually have a header that says, here are some great email marketing software tools. So we have this whole conversational question now. And then we answer it in an entire conversational answer. Like talk to a friend. So it's really cool because in the past when we worked for SEO, it was just keyword words and phrases and it kind of sounded stale. And now we're just talking like we're talking to a friend. The keywords are still important, but now they're in big sentences. Because what happens is the AI tools, they pick up that entire snippet, right? They don't pick up keywords. They pick up like, oh, if you type in your Claude right now and say, what are some of the most important email marketing tools for online business owners? It's going to start crawling and it's going to find that same question or a similar question with that whole chunk of answer. And so that answer chunk that's going to say, here are some of the best email marketing tools, software tools out there for you. And then you list them. And that chunk is going to actually get served up. So that's what you want to do. Full questions, full answers, be super conversational. AI loves that. So AI also loves the EAT principle. If you are not familiar with the EAT principle, this has been around for a while in marketing. This is what it stands for, the EAT principles. The E stands for experience. The second E stands for expertise. The A stands for authority, and the T is trustworthiness. So you need to have all of these 4 things in the EAT principle. So here are the ways you can actually do the EAT principle. You want to share firsthand experiences and like case studies, testimonials, that type of thing, and work that you've done and explain it. AI can see if you're not authentic, and AI can see if this doesn't sound real. So this is firsthand experiences. So you talk about how you have done work, how you have helped a client or whatever you've done. Whenever possible, include data and specifics. So if you helped somebody get from $0 to $1,000, put in those numbers. If you have some kind of statistics, like let's pretend you're teaching email marketing and you're are going to be talking about open rates and click-through rates, make sure you cite a source, or you could be the source and you can say, hey, I have been working on email marketing with all of my clients and we are now getting 28% of open rates and 3% of click-through rates. And those statistics and stuff, that's what's going to make you credible. Perplexity especially, they love research. So if you have any kind of data, any metrics or anything you can add, do that. You also want to showcase your credentials. So if you have an MBA, if you have done certain work with certain people, write about that. So for example, on my website, on my homepage, I have the brands that I've worked with, like big ones like Ogilvy, Transamerica. I have that written out in actual text on my about page. I have testimonials, so there's lots of credibility there. I also talk about my 25 years experience in marketing, which also just stacks up that credibility. So if you have anything like that, make sure you mention it on your website. Homepage is a good place to do that if you have a little bio about yourself, and also having an entire about page is actually super important. I actually killed mine a couple of years ago, but now with AI search visibility, I put it back and now I have an about page again. Now, if you can write a blog post, or if you have a blog, make sure you do that. If you can showcase different perspectives on the same topic, it's going to see you as the expert. So if you teach email marketing, you have multiple blog posts like how to get a better open rate, how to get a better click-through rate. Here are the best marketing software tools on the market. Why email marketing is important in 2027. Just write about the same topic, but in different titles, different content. So AI loves semantic richness, and that means using multiple words to say multiple things. So for example, in our SEO example, the way we did in the past, we have a keyword like digital marketing, and then I would use that word over and over and over again. Now I want to work for AI search visibility, and so I put in digital marketing, online marketing, marketing. So I use those multiple words to say the same thing. And AI just loves that and eats it up. So a better example, let's go back to the email example. So if you want to write about emails and email marketing, you would talk about a subscriber list, you would talk about open rate, you would talk about opt-in forms, you would talk about lead magnets, you would talk about click-through rate, you would talk about email deliverability. So there's a lot of things that you'd be talking about that is all encompassing about email marketing. And AI will then be like, okay, this person understands email marketing, so I'm going to actually show them in search results when people are searching on Claude and ChatGPT and Perplexity. Another important thing is content formatting best practices. This is actually some of the stuff is similar to SEO. So for example, for SEO, we had H1s, H2, H3s. Those are your headers. So you have a header that's kind of big, H1, slightly smaller, H2, slightly smaller again, H3, and then you break up content. So if you have a homepage, you'll have different headers with different sizing. If you have a blog post, the same thing. It just loves that kind of content formatting. So in addition to that, you have full questions, full answers, and paragraphs, and then you also want to put in bullets. All that structure AI really, really loves. And another tip that is going to be something that you really should think about is having an FAQ page or FAQs on a certain page. It loves FAQs. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. AI picks that up. So something that you really want to think about is having an entire FAQ page about you, about your business, about what you do. If you don't want to put it in the navigation at the top because you think it's ugly, you can also stick it in the footer at the bottom of the website and just an FAQ page. And then again, the AI, right, it'll crawl it and it'll see that and it'll actually grab those snippets and then serve it up. So crawlability is important, and this gets a little bit more technical, but think about this. ChatGPT actually uses Bing's index. Bing is like Google, it's a search engine. So you want to make sure that you submit your website to the Bing Webmaster Tools. This is something you're going to have to Google or look in YouTube. People will give you exact examples how to do that. That's a whole other video, but just Google it, search for it. Content accessibility is also super important. The AI tools are looking on your website. They're going to want to grab HTML text. And so if you have text that's hidden behind graphics and designs, they're going to have a harder time figuring that out and taking that. Same thing with JavaScript. So a lot of these website tools like Kajabi, which is where I'm on, or Wix or Squarespace, they do everything in HTML, but I do see a lot of people, they'll actually like have a header and they'll create a graphic in Canva with that header. And then now those words that you put on that graphic, the AI tool is not going to find. So you don't want to do that. So make sure you write out your headers in plain HTML text. So we're going to get a little bit more technical. We're going to talk about schema markup. Schema markup is a snippet of code that you put on the back end of your website that the user actually doesn't see. So this has been around for marketers, especially SEO people, forever. AI tools love the schema markup. So remember the FAQs I told you about earlier that you put on your website? You also put them in the schema markup. And so you can do FAQs, like if you are location-based businesses and you have multiple locations, you could say, is the CMO growth guide in Denver? Yes, the CMO growth guide is in Denver, Colorado. And you can actually write that in a schema markup tool, and then you can copy that coding and put it at the back end of your website. Again, a little bit more technical. It has its own lesson here. If you need to get more information on it, I actually have a course on it, super cheap. You can grab it. Just go to my website, cmogrowthguide.com, and you can find it there. And that'll help you with what you need on how to do it. I have a free tool in there that actually will write the code for you. The other thing that you want to do is, we've talked a lot about what you can do on your website. Now we're going to talk about building off-site authority signals. And so off-site means not on your website, and that is very similar to SEO. Those backlinks that we used to do, it's still important. I told you, a lot of this AI stuff is built on SEO. So that's going to be the same stuff that you've done in the past. So if you have articles written about you, make sure that they link back to your website. If you are a guest blogger, make sure you link back to your website. Anything where you can have external websites linked to your site is going to help you in authority building, because then the AI is going to be like, oh, okay, this person is getting a lot of links from other places. This is good. So for example, I speak on podcasts a lot of times. Sometimes I'll speak on other people's workshops. And so when they write about me, I always ask them if they can link back to me. And that's going to help me with both SEO organic and also with AI search visibility. One of the coolest things you can do for AI search visibility is also a lot of work. One of the things that you can do is develop comprehensive authority on your main topic. That means that you write multiple pages, probably multiple blog posts on the topic. So if you are a therapist and you specialize in attention deficit disorder, you need to write about it all over your website. What is attention deficit disorder? Page 1 or blog post 1. How do you overcome it? What are the tools for it? What is the latest research on it? What do psychologists say about it? Here's some statistics and data on it. And you have all these different pages that talk about the same thing over and over again in different ways. And then all of a sudden you have like this library of information. And then the AI tools is going to be like, oh, okay, well, they really know about this. This therapist is like an ADHD, attention deficit disorder specialist. And so that's the kind of thing you want to think about. So for me, if digital marketing, right, there's all these different things. I can talk about email marketing, lead generation, ads, there's all this stuff. And then if I have a page on each one of them, that is going to be really good for AI. All right, that's the end. I threw a lot at you. So I have a freebie for you that gives you the 10 quick fixes to make your site AI visible. Just go to my website, cmogrowthguide.com/fix, and it shows you the 10 fixes. It'll be the easiest way to actually get started on this. If you are interested in taking my course, you can do that as well. And that is just going to be on my website, cmogrowthguide.com/AI. And finally, I have a membership where I help you with all the stuff, all the marketing. I actually work with you one-on-one. So that's going to be probably the best bang for your buck. And you get this course for free. And that is just on my website /impact. That's it for today. If you like this, please like this video and then hit subscribe so you can get all the videos. And I will see you on the flip side.